Guys, I just rewatched Full Metal Alchemist and oh my days, this anime is good. But there's two specific episodes I want to focus on. Season 2 episode 6 and Season 5 episode 1, which are a highlight for me because of one man, Roy Mustang, because his aura in these episodes is unmatched. But before I explain why these episodes are so good, I gotta give you guys the backstory. So back in Season 1, we're introduced to this guy right here, Maze Hughes, who is best friends with Roy Mustang. And Hughes is the guy everyone loves. He's fun-loving, easygoing, he's a great side character who just wouldn't even hurt a fly. But he's also a great detective, which would end up being the cause of his untimely death. But how is his detective abilities linked to his death? It's because Ed and Al were the ones who asked Hughes to help them research the Philosopher's Stone in the first place. And during his research, he connected the dots, realizing the plot way too early. He had a map of the country, and he was marking the locations on the map where the military had engaged in high levels of killing. Places like Ishval and Lior. Knowing that human lives are needed for the Philosopher's Stone, he was smart enough to realize that those locations formed a nationwide transmutation circle. And if this information had gotten out, it could have been catastrophic for Father's plan. So the homunculi attacked him. First, it was Lust who stabbed him, but he managed to get away from her and immediately made his way to the phone to try and call Mustang. But while he was trying to do that, Envy got the jump on him and finished the job. So when Mustang found out he died, he wanted to get to the bottom of what it was Maze Hughes had figured out, but more importantly, he was out for revenge, because he's not about to let his boy die in vain, and this led Mustang to support the brothers in their venture so he could also find his own answers. This leads us over to Season 2, where Mustang is investigating Barry the Chopper, who escaped from Lab 5, and from their conversation, Mustang was able to understand that a large cover-up was employed involving all the researchers at Lab 5 who created Barry, because his creation involved a Philosopher's Stone. And because of this discovery by Mustang, the homunculi have been keeping a close eye on him, as they don't want him digging too deep into discovering the truth. And it's even more frustrating for them because his potential as the 5th human sacrifice means that they cannot kill him. So they've got to come up with some other way to keep him in line. This leads them to frame Maria Ross as the prime suspect of Hughes' death in an attempt to separate Mustang from those close to him and distract him from seeking the truth. Instead, Mustang plans a breakout to stage Maria Ross's death because he knows she is not the one who killed Hughes. So he burns a dummy skeleton and allows Lieutenant Ross to go into hiding while he attempts to locate who is trying to take out those close to him. So Mustang and crew want to know who's responsible for the framing of Maria Ross, and they know that the enemy is after them, so they decide to make it known that they have Barry the Chopper with them. In response, the homunculi release Barry the Chopper's original body, which is capable of seeking his soul-infused armor. This causes a fight to break out in Central, and Gluttony attacks Hawkeye, but with Mustang's help, they are able to incapacitate him. Barry the Chopper is chasing his body, and the crew follow him as well, which leads them to the third laboratory. Here they split into two teams to search the lab, and this is where Mustang and Lust finally meet. Mustang, he wastes no time, he immediately gets to firing, but it's not enough to do any real damage to her. Then she breaks a water pipe above them, which renders Mustang's flame alchemy useless, but this isn't enough to stop them. They run out of the room and use the water on the floor to transmute it into hydrogen and oxygen and blow up the room, and it looked like that was enough to kill her, but she was hiding under the rubble, which gave her enough cover to slice havoc. Roy tries to rip the stone from her, but she just regenerates around his hand, and she gets him as well, so she leaves them to die and pulls up to the other group, and she starts going on about how, oh, it's such a shame she's gonna have to get rid of 2 sacrifices in one night. But little did she know, Mustang was still alive, and what follows from here is a generational beatdown, or meltdown I should say, because Lust is being made to melt and regenerate over and over and over again. She tries to go for one last attack, but it isn't enough, and ooh, look at my boy Mustang. Who taught him how to aura farm like that? 1-0 Mustang, hold that homunculi. But the job isn't finished though, because even though she's dead, Mustang still doesn't know for sure if she's the one who killed Hughes. But he gets his answer in Season 5 when he encounters Envy, and what happened this time was Mustang began his plans to overthrow the government and take the position of Führer in the absence of Führer Bradley. Him and his crew managed to take out 60 soldiers without even killing any of them, while Ed and the others made their way to the center of Amestris in an attempt to find Father before the eclipse begins, and Mustang comes to back them up. But out of nowhere, Envy returns as he was able to regain his physical form when he convinced May to take him back to Central, promising her a true Philosopher's Stone. Mustang asks Envy if he's the one who killed Hughes, and Envy starts boasting about the fact that it was him. And again, Mustang wastes no time, he immediately starts firing with no hesitation. Clearly this was too much for Envy to handle, because he underestimated Mustang's power and starts running. And while he's hiding, he comes up with the bright idea to transform into Hughes, because he's convinced that all humans won't hurt people that they're close to. But again, he underestimated who he's dealing with. This is Roy Mustang. He's not gonna fall for some cheap trick like that. And Mustang keeps hitting Envy over and over and over again with pinpoint accuracy, burning his eyes. It's a generational beatdown again, but once again, Envy tries to do the dash, and this time he spots Hawkeye and decides to try and manipulate her instead. So he transforms into Mustang, but Hawkeye is smart enough to realize that this could be Envy in disguise, so she had to test if it was really Mustang. So she's like, when we're all alone, Colonel calls me by my first name, and Envy fell for it, realizing that he had been caught. So she starts shooting at him as well, unloading every bullet into him. Then Mustang comes in with the assist and once again starts burning Envy, and the scene that follows from here is actually art. Mustang's voice actor is genuinely sounding like a revenge revenge-filled psycho, and the animation is insane. So once again, Envy is brought back to his true form, and Mustang stepping on him, preparing to burn him one last time, but Hawkeye, Ed, and Scar stop him because they don't want him to be so filled with revenge. If he's gonna be Fuhrer one day, he cannot act like this. So this forces him to realize what he's become, and so he backs down. But this pity from the four of them annoys Envy, and he tries to create a sense of animosity between them by bringing up the past and stuff. It's very befitting of Envy to try and create gossip and stir the pot, since that's what he's best at doing. But in this form, nobody even listens to him, they just feel bad for him. And in the end, Envy kills himself instead of allowing this sense of pity to rule over him. So I know technically Mustang never got the final kill on Envy, but he is the one who brought him to this state in the first place, and so for that, he is 2-0 on Homunculi. W Mustang. Who else do you know that can go 2-0 on immortal beings? There is not a single other alchemist in the show who can do this. That's why he's the GOAT. But yeah, that's the story of my favorite revenge / get back moment in anime. If there's any more you guys want me to cover, be sure to leave it in the comments. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.